Hey guys, welcome back to another FNaF Theory video. It's been a while. Do some of you remember my Glitchtrap the entity video like 6 months back? Well, I want to theorize a Glitchtrap's possible plan during and after a security breach. This is kind of a follow-up video on that theory video, so if you watch it, you know what's going off of the Glitchtrap theory. I recommend checking that video out before watching this one. Before we get started, this video is just me predicting Glitchtrap's plan based on evidence found, so don't take this as confirmed. To start off this theory, I want to talk about a couple important things in security breach. Burntrap and the Princess Quest 3 machine. We see and remember that Burntrap is nowhere to be seen if the mob took him. Also, after arriving at Phaser Blast, we see the Princess Quest 3 machine knocked over. My guess is that Vanessa is still Vanny after the events of security breach, and she went around and completed all 3 Princess Quest machines. Why do I think this? Because there's a freshly lit lantern on the Princess Quest 3 machine. In AR though, there is the sword the player used in Princess Quest 4 going through the machine. What if the purple table for Phaser Blast was going at things from Princess Quest 4 before we even knew about Hub 1 and 2? Maybe the entity destroyed the Princess Quest 3 machine in the AR world, but it's not destroyed in the real world. Things do work differently between the real world and the AR world. This is my reason I believe that Glitchtrap is not dead, because of the Princess Quest 3 machine was not completed in both worlds. I will elaborate more on this in a bit when talking about Glitchtrap's plan. Going back to Burntrap, Chica, Monty, and Roxy are all shattered and ruined, which takes place after security breach. Shattered Chica and Monty are required for the Burntrap ending. Hub 1 and 2 seems to have a during security breach, because we see the pizza plaques and the Glamross get destroyed the more we play Hub 1 and 2. Glitchtrap also seems to be weakened in Hub 1 and 2, due to the lack of its big appearance in the game compared to Hub 1 and 1. During Hub 1 and 2, the player seems to be trapped in the pizza place while in the hub, where Burntrap can be found underneath the building during security breach. Now, let's talk about Glitchtrap's plan. During the events of security breach, Glitchtrap used his original body, Burntrap, and transferred himself into the Mix's machine, which is connected to the vending network. In FNaF's interview with Steve Wool, J-Top confirmed that the Mix's machine is very old, could most likely be owned by Fredmilk Entertainment. And who was the co-owner of Fredmilk Entertainment decades ago? The infamous William Afton. If Glitchtrap is William, he most likely knew what the machine was and took advantage of it. I would like to bring something up before we continue. Spooky Eve on Twitter found amazing detail about Burntrap and the Mix's machine. She noticed how Burntrap slams its hand on the monitors, trying to take over Freddy during the Burntrap boss fight. If you look closely at the Mix's machine, you can see 2 broken screens on the top. I can imagine him slamming both of his hands on those screens and start to transfer himself into the machine, becoming the entity in the future, leading to destroying the Princess Quest 3 machine in the AR world, as I mentioned before. This could also explain why Burntrap looks weak in security breach. Glitchtrap is a virus, so he would have made his original body a weaker version of himself after he transferred himself into the machine. As Hub 1 and 2 begins, he manages to find somebody wearing a Vanny security mask and makes an AR inhibitor to prevent them from taking off the mask and forces them to do most of the task. Then the person decides to do all the tasks to get all of the Fast Force figures. This allows Glitchtrap to turn the person into Maskbot. I don't think the Princess Quest 4 ending is canon because it contradicts the normal ending, because the Glitchtrap needs to be alive to turn the player into Maskbot and control them. The files for Hub 1 and 2 says the normal ending is called Helptrap. This might mean Glitchtrap is connected to Helpy and the mask through the Mix's machine. At the start of Ruin, the Mimic lures Cassie to the Pizzaplex by pretending to be Gregory on the walkie-talkie. As Cassie reaches Monty Golf, Glitchtrap notices the child and uses the Maskbot to give her the mask. while the mimic puts a occipital transponder in her head with the mask. I did some research on this, and the transponder connects to Cassie's occipital lobe. This part of the brain is responsible for visual processing, which means the mimic can see what Cassie sees. And probably the reason why the entity knows Cassie's location at all times. I find it very interesting and cool. Okay, back to Helpy. If you noticed, the orange-eyed Helpy seems to interrupt the blue-eyed Helpy after Cassie puts the mask on for the first time. I think Glitchtrap is pretending to be the blue-eyed Helpy as a friendly AI to trick Cassie further into the pizzaplex. Before we continue, I want to talk more about the Mixes machine. The machine is very old and most likely has a very outdated security program that can be easily hijacked by a virus or someone. I've noticed after deactivating the first node, the entity finally appears. He is a virus, so of course he'll use these security nodes to hide its true intentions. When blue-eyed Helpy says an unknown entity has hijacked security protocols, really backs this up. Glitchtrap might be trying to hide that he's a threat as the entity while being the guy that's blue-eyed Helpy. The nodes were initially made to lock the mimic away by someone else, but he could have altered them so he had control over the nodes. Why would he want Cassie to deactivate the security nodes, you may ask? The Cassie is stuck in a spot where she can't take off the mask to catch her as the entity. Unfortunately for him, the mimic interrupts his plans as the orange-eyed Helpy gets rid of him for a short period. If you look closely, Helpy's eyes quickly change from blue to orange after the entity is dealt with. It's unclear, but what if the mimic is able to mess with the Mixes machine outside its lair? It's probably the reason the mimic jammed the entity and appeared as orange-eyed Helpy in the mask. It may not be able to shut it down, but it could still interfere with the machine. After a while, the entity came back and tried to get Cassie again with the AR inhibitors, but failed because Cassie turned off all of the AR inhibitors before he could do anything to stop her. As a last-ditch effort, Glitchtrap transferred the last security node as Roxy with the mask we gave her and Help wanted to, in hopes of making it difficult to deactivate the last node. Unfortunately, Cassie deactivates Roxy in the Mixes machine. Glitchtrap tries to grab Cassie before realizing she deactivated the machine, but it was too late and he gets trapped inside the machine. If you look closely, the purple from the machine fades away. Zero also said in FNaF's interview that they like using color theory. If that doesn't mean anything, I don't know what does. Also, if Burntrap is connected to Helpy, I noticed that Helpy no longer appears after deactivating the machine. It's still very unclear what Glitchtrap is trying to do, but he may have been trying to take control of Cassie or trying to kill her, but he does send the animatronics to kill her. It's hard to tell, but we can only hope to learn more in future FNaF games and other media. I do find Glitchtrap and the glitch entity theory very interesting and fun to talk about. They show how smart and powerful Athens can really be if they are true. What do you guys think of this theory? I know it's not perfect, but theories are not supposed to be perfect. Do you think it's the end of Athens being trapped in the machine, or do you think he'll be back? Let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the theory video, please leave a like. Want to see more from me, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.